So if you are planning on going to London, these are the things that you should know. Hey guys, so if you are planning on going to London, these are the things that you should know if nobody has told you. So first of all, when you go down there, do not think that you can ball out without a budget. Like, you need to have a set amount of money that you're going to spend down there, because our dollar equates to 78 cents in pounds. So therefore, our dollar is not worth a lot of money in London. So be conscious of what you're spending and how much you're going to spend when you go down there. $1,000 is really not going to get you anywhere in London on a budget, because if you want to have luxury dining or eat really, really good food, you're going to spend about $150 to $200 USD money per day. And then also just know that if you go to Camden Market, which is like a little market where they have food, they sell clothing, just know that you have to pay $1 to use the restroom in Camden Market, if nobody has ever told you that. And then also, they do not believe in tips in the UK. So you do not have to tip at restaurants. The only time you would have to tip is maybe tip a bartender or tip if you're taking their local taxi cabs. But at restaurants, tips do not exist, which brings me back to the US. It's crazy that we have to pay tips and gratuity in the US. Companies don't want to pay for their employees' health insurance. So instead of them paying for their employees' health insurance, they look for us as consumers to pay tips and gratuity because they're too cheap to pay for their own employees' health insurance. So that's another thing. Tips do not exist in the UK. You do not have to worry about tips or gratuity in the UK. And then also, like, everybody is really, really nice. Everybody minds their business. I don't think anybody in the UK have a jealous bone in their body, because everybody minds their business. They're not focused on anybody else but themselves. Everybody was really, really nice. All of the food that I had in the UK was really, really good. You can tell the difference between the food that they have there and the food that they have in the US. I ate Papa's chicken in the UK. The chicken even tastes different. It was fried chicken, but it seemed like it was a little healthier. Like, their food is a lot healthier. I even had a Sprite in the UK. All of the ingredients that are in our Sprite here in the US is not the ingredients that are in the Sprite in the UK. If you plan to take any type of flat irons to do your hair in the UK, just know that their watts are different from our watts, and you can blow like a fuse depending on if you have a converter to convert their watts to our watts. So make sure that you get an adapter. Stay at a hotel where you can use like an adapter, because their wall plugs are totally different from our wall plugs. And another thing, guns are prohibited in the UK. The police don't even have guns in the UK. The only thing that they use in the UK as weapons are, like, there might be gangs that have like knives or something like that, but they do not use guns or have guns in the UK. So that's the difference between the US and the UK. We have guns over here. They should be prohibited, but they're not. But in the UK, they don't have guns. It's just a sense of like safety. In the UK, no matter where you are, which is why I love it. And I spent 7 days there, and I really, really loved it. We did a bunch of tours, Buckingham Palace, Big Ben. We went to a bunch of like Indian restaurants. Dishoom is a really good Indian restaurant to go to. We went to Casa de Frango, which is like an upscale of Nando's Peri Peri. It's a really good Portugal restaurant. And then we went to, of course, a Turkish restaurant, Halal, which is a really good restaurant. We also went to a restaurant called Sexy Fish. It was a little overrated, quite expensive. I think we spent maybe $265 at that restaurant on the first day, and the meals are really small. A lot of the food in London is like shareable, so if you're at the table with anybody else, you can pretty much share the meals because it's a lot. You're probably going to order like maybe 4 or 5 things and share it. Oh, another thing, they have Uber in the UK, but my thing is, if you can catch the train, I would advise you to catch, they call it a tube. I would advise you to catch like a subway or something like that, because we spent almost like $30 a day Ubering back and forth and all around the city of London, when all we had to do was catch the train to get to like Soho and like Chinatown and all of that good stuff. So I would recommend catching the train. If you don't, it's okay. You can catch an Uber if you want to, but those are like the basics of what I have to say about London. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave a comment below, all your questions. You can even like let me know about your experience in London below. Make sure to follow your girl on YouTube at I Am Sierra Simone, because I will be uploading every single thing I did in London during those 7 days. Talk to you guys later. Bye.